Rock, wake up, you fucking asshole. Mikayla glanced over her shoulder to where Rock Savage was sleeping peacefully in the back seat, blissfully unaware of the storm raging outside. Rock and Adrian Savage were twins, identical except for their hair. Rock kept his head shaved, while Adrian had his dark brown hair styled in a classic crew cut. But both of their heads were covered with skull caps to keep the cold out. Despite their similar appearances, the men's personalities were like night and day. Rock was a quiet man and preferred to blend into the background. He liked to sit back and observe, while he let his twin take the lead in most social settings. Adrian was outgoing and usually had a friendly disposition that could put people at ease, even though both brothers were built like tanks. Except there was nothing friendly or calm about Adrian at the moment. His piercing green eyes were filled with barely contained rage as the car skidded on the icy road again. Once he gained control, Adrian took an empty bottle of water out of the cup holder and threw it in the back. Rock, being Rock, caught it on the fly without opening his eyes and yawned, stretching his long arms as far as he could in the confines of the car. Adrian let out another vicious curse as Rock kicked the driver's seat hard from behind in retaliation. Mikayla rolled her eyes before glancing out the window again. She tried to search for any landmarks that would help them figure out where in the hell they were as the men switched to a heated verbal battle that only brothers could manage without coming to physical blows. Not that they wouldn't enjoy a physical brawl just as much. The twins had taken an assignment in Denver, dealing with some security issues, but they had planned on staying the night before making the trek back to the city. She knew they wanted to make sure she was settled in the cabin before they headed back. They would be busy working at Crichton Dynamics for the next month, but she had a feeling she would see them again before their current assignment was complete. Mikayla, Adrian, and Rock worked for a company that specialized in security. Mac Securities provided defense assistance and installed security systems in high-risk facilities around the world, using the latest technology and military precision. Mac Securities was the top in the field. Part of that was because their boss, Jason McBain, only hired the best and brightest for his company. The other part was due to the fact that Mac Securities was also a front for IAD, a specialized intelligence agency and counterterrorism task force that very few people even knew existed. The International Alliance of Defense was an extremely covert branch in the intelligence community, more like a transnational agency, the ultimate warriors of global warfare with agents stationed all over the world. The members of NATO had formed IAD with a policy of get it done no matter the cost. They were the elite, and only the best were chosen to serve. For the highly skilled select members of IAD, it was a dream come true, since most of the agents had been disillusioned with the rules, regulations, and red tape of the regular intelligence branches. Only the highest, most qualified candidates were chosen for IAD, and were given a kind of worldwide immunity for their actions. That responsibility wasn't something any of them took lightly. Government agencies around the world looked at the members of IAD with awe and a great amount of envy. Not that it didn't piss off other agencies when they had to defer to IAD agents, if the situation called for it. IAD worked jointly with many other government agencies, but it was easier for them to step in and finish the missions without interference. Mikayla had joined IAD straight out of the military. Unlike most of her colleagues, she was not a product of a tortured past. No, her nightmares came to her later on in life, a consequence of her chosen profession. She had simply been born an elite sniper with a natural talent for death. One of the few females in a male-dominated field, Mikayla Lincoln had made a name for herself, although very few people actually knew that the infamous sniper, Lynx, was a woman. Early on in her career, Mikayla had taken on her share of suicide missions.